So for our Blackboard course page, when you go in, I'm gonna turn in my student mode here. So it's a Zoom link. Somehow the Zoom link of this class is the same as Zoom link of the other class. So I'll fix it. It should not be the same. Anyway, the announcement is pretty much the first door when you access to the course. Anything, any information I would like you to know, you will see it on the course announcement here. All right. And the week one, the weekly to-do list will be posted by the end of the day of Sunday, or I would say by 6 o'clock on Monday of every week. You will see the week to-do list, like week one to-do list, week two to-do list, something like that, as a big picture, like my expectation, what I would like you to do to cover for that entire week. Okay, for this week, I would like you to introduce yourself in the discussion board, which we're gonna go through the weekly module in a bit. Register to Hawks Learning using an access code, and view video, the PowerPoint, and go to some contents that you expect to get them covered for this week. Okay. The welcome message is the same as the welcome message here. I'm gonna go through the tab on the left here one by one. For the welcome message, that's a generic information, or the welcome in general that I posted ahead of the time, just a little bit about the course and my information. If you don't know me, looks like most of you don't know me. I don't see the name that sounds familiar to me. I am from Thailand. I I spoke Thai and I speak English like most of my life now, but as you know, my accent is not perfect. If you do not understand or something that is hard to understand, you can stop me and ask me anytime, okay? And any terms that I don't pronounce it correctly, feel free to help me with that too. For the content in math, I think I know enough to be here to manage the course and to teach you. So I got my PhD, my master and PhD from University of Montana, Missoula, Montana. I went there for 5.5 years, and I know enough how cold it is over there. Comparing to Thailand, which is, you know, it's the hot and hotter seasons, no snow, jump to the super snow state. Anyway, I was there, I got my PhD, and I went back to teach, where I taught like for almost 10 years before that, and then came back here permanently, starting the job at HCC as the director of the Learning Center for 2 years, and then became the full-time faculty after that. And since then, I've been teaching with the STEM division. Most courses that I teach would be the calculus series, the Cal 1, Cal 2, Cal 3, and also the Cal with applications. I'm the one that started the course and, you know, did the work for the course that we offer here, and also coordinate for this course as well. I teach variety of courses, but mainly calculus series. That's about me. And then let's see the syllabus. The syllabus I put earlier, I put the Word document version of the syllabus. I just modified to be the PDF. That would be easier for you if you want to print out. Okay. We have, this course is 3 credits, and we meet Mondays, Wednesday from 11:10 to 12:30. I would think this is one of the good time to learn math because it's not too early in the morning, but it might not be good for some of you because it's close to the lunch time. But, you know, I will try to keep it, you know, within a time frame and let you guys go have lunch at a time. It's a good timing. So the class attendance is not required. All right, but we're gonna do some class activity. I do not tell you ahead, like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of what I'm going to do. But if you attend and that week we do some extra credit, you don't attend, that means you miss the extra credit opportunity and you do not have a chance to make up for that. Okay, and I keep attendance as what I told you. When you come, you type your name in the chat to let me know that you are here. You can leave anytime, you can join anytime, as long as you are here, put in the chat your name. Okay, I just keep for the record. I do not give you the grade for being here, but I give you the grade for some week that we do the extra credit opportunity, the activity. Okay, we meet Mondays, Wednesday for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And the office hours, my office is located in Aberdeen Hall, the actual office. The room is 8235. I do not prefer to meet in person at the moment, because what's going on. You can call me, but if you prefer to meet with me in person, we can manage. I can meet with you Tuesday and Thursday, but just email me ahead, and we can see what day, what time that we can meet in person. But I prefer to do the office hours online using the Zoom, the same Zoom link here. If you email me that you would like to meet with me during my office hours, and I know for sure that you are coming, so I will block the time. So other students from my other 5 classes will not take part of that hour or that portion of the time. Okay, it's like first come, first serve if we do not make appointment ahead of the time. The course description, we covers, beginning would be the function in general, kind of to give you a quick review how the function works, how the functions used for the applications, and then the functions are very important, or the foundation when we do the derivatives. And derivatives is about the rate of change. The rate is about division, the change is subtraction. You do subtraction, you do division, is called the rate of change. And when you take the limit, which is a little bit that we're going to touch on, the limit of the rate of change, that is a derivative. And the most applications that you use in your field would be the marginal cost, marginal profit, marginal revenue, something along that line. So that part, that calculus will be involved in those fields. And then after the derivative with the functions, different type of the functions like polynomial, power functions, the trig, we don't touch trig function, we do the mostly exponential and the log function. And then after we done a whole bunch of differentiation, we're gonna do the antiderivative, or it's called like integration. And then at the end, we do the partial derivative in case that the function is depending on 2 or more unknowns, like the function of x and y, like the cost depends on the items produced and the labor cost, something like that. So if one function depends on more than one unknown, we call the multi-variable function. So when you find the derivative or the rate of change, you're gonna use the partial derivative concept to find the rate of change, because you have to know exactly what you do, what you find with respect to what, with respect to the item produced, or with respect to the labor cost, something like that. Okay, and the prerequisite, any algebra course that you took before, including pre-calc, that would be the prerequisite for the course. I would say if you are comfortable with the functions, how to use the function, add, subtract, multiply, divide, and substitute the value in the function, find the function value, you should be fine. To begin with as a function, as the foundation you brought to the class. Okay, what we required for the class would be the Hawks access code. After I'm done all the syllabus, I'm gonna walk you through the Hawks learning, and I put the link on the left here. My goal today, I hope to get everyone's access to Hawks without any problem. If you do not purchase the code or haven't purchased the code yet, at least you should be able to use the temporary code, okay, to get started. And then the homework, as soon as you get to the homework, that means you are in a good shape. If you are waiting until you are ready financially, you're gonna be way behind, and it's not easy to catch up for the math courses. Student learning objectives. The assessment will cover these learning objectives based on the contents that we cover, like the functions and graph, the limit, and apply to the real world problems. The real world problems involving calculus, the curve, and the area between two curves. So this situation, like the application that I could tell you would be like the demand supply. We look for the consumer surplus, the producer surplus, something like that, or find the equilibrium point based on the two lines or two curves. One curve is supply, one curve is demand, where they meet, that is the equilibrium point. So that's the application that we're gonna see eventually. And then the function of more than one variable, and the optimization problems. Optimization problems, like what would be the how many items that you should produce to minimize the cost or to generate the maximum profit. Okay, that would be the example or the problems that we're going to deal with when we get to the optimization content. And then use the technology to solve the problems. I will talk about that when we get to the calculator portion, okay? And some function is not convenient to use or to do it by hand or paper pencil version. You're gonna need the technology to get to the solution. And those are not complicated. Believe me, I do not put everything in a complicated way. The class expectation, we have homework and exam. Two main things. Occasionally, I will give the extra credit within the class time. Okay, I mean during the class meeting. The college policy and resources. The link on the syllabus is the same as the link that appear on the left content area in Blackboard. When you click on that, it should show you whatever that you need to know, like the first one, like COVID-19 statement. If you or anyone that you related to or something that could interfere with the class, with the learning, with the COVID-19, just email me or email covid19@harvard.edu. They will keep the record of all information. If it happens to you directly, that means it might affect to the exam time, exam day, whatever that assignment that we schedule to be due, something like that. So I need to know, okay? And then the next one for the homework. So those homeworks are available on Hawks Learning. Okay, you have like multiple attempts. You can redo it anytime that you like. Hawks Learning is different than MyMathLab. If you are familiar with the other platform like WebAssign, MyMathLab, those most faculty set it up as the score that you get what you see. Like for example, you get 10 out of 10, you get 9 out of 10, you get 3 out of 10. But for the Hawks Learning, they set up differently. You're gonna get you get the three, you have 3 portions. You can go over the material or the content, and then you can do the practice, and then you do the certify. The homework will be in the certify group. Whatever you do, you have, they call like number of the lives that you can miss. Some problems, some set of the homework. For example, I put the 10 questions. I set up the margin, the mark, like I expect you to get minimum of 70% for that homework section. So you can miss 3 out of 10. So you have to get at least 7 problems correct. If they if you get 7 out of 10 correct, you get 100% for that homework assignment. And I give like 10 points for the course grade for one assignment. Okay, I will explain that when we are done the big picture of the syllabus. Okay, it's kind of tricky and it takes a little bit of time to get used to the pattern or to the format of the Hawks learning. For the exam also available on Hawks, and there will be the tab that differently is called the web test tab. You click on that, you can see exam 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. But you're gonna have to go through the process that I set up on Blackboard, because we're gonna use the online proctoring service. It's called Honor. Okay, if you are not familiar with this, I will make a video and explain it in different portions, how to guide you how to get familiar with Honor. Also provide the instruction sheet to go through the process before you take the test on Hawks Learning. But on web test on Hawks Learning, I'll put a practice test so then you can get familiar with the online exam and get familiar with the problems that you're supposed to see, the content or the objectives that I put in for the test that you're supposed to see on the real test. Okay, what do you need would be well, everyone have a computer, like the webcam and stable internet connection. Okay, sometimes some of my students, like they lost the connection, and on the lock, they just like lost the connection, and they have to contact me in the middle of the exam. Like they just took 1 hour and then they got cut off, so I have to reset some setting for that person and then let them take it as a second attempt, something like that. So if something like that happens, I hope it doesn't happen to you guys, but if it does, so email me right away and I'll do whatever I can to fix the problem for you. And the practice online exam I mentioned about that is on the web test tab on Hawks. Okay, the exam has to be completed within the given time limit. Most exam I set up as 2 hours. Some has more contents. I'll give it 3 hours. You're gonna get 2 attempts for each exam. Okay, the best score will be kept if you are satisfied with the first exam score. You do not have to take the second one. So, and you are allowed to use one-sided note card or one-sided, the letter size paper, only one side, and you have to submit all your work, including the note card that you used for the exam. You can write formula, but no examples. But you just have to take a snapshot of the picture of your note card and your work for the problem on the exams, submit it on the specific location, which I will give you more instruction for that week or the week before, just to give you a heads up what you have to be prepared for the exam and what I expect you to do after the exam is completed. Okay, I put in like after 10 minutes of the exam, you're supposed to submit the work, the scrap paper, and the single PDF file is preferred. That means if you take, there is the app is called Cam Scanner. That is one of the popular scanner apps and it's free. You have option to do the premium option that you have to pay. I do not recommend you to go that much. So just do the basic option that enough to just like take a picture of your work, multiple pictures, and you save it as one single file. You upload your file to your email or whatever your computer, and then upload your file to Blackboard. So that's the preferred option, the PDF. Or if you take a picture of your work with your phone, you have it as a picture files. You insert your picture, the images into Word document, one single document, save it you can save as PDF and then upload to Blackboard. If you save it as one single file, it will save me time to grade your work because I do not have to close the file, open another one and grade it, put it back in. So just to help me get the grading done, just upload one single document for me. Okay. If you have any question about this, we can talk more, or I can help you in person later. Okay. In case you have more questions with that. Again, you have 2 attempts for the exam. Note cards allowed. Calculator is allowed. Okay. Any sign of cheating, you will receive 0. How do I know that you are cheating? The recordings from honor log will tell me, and also any significant sign of cheating, they will put the red flag and will give me the notification, so I can jump in and review the session while you are still working on the exam. So do not think about trying to cheat. So just keep your head up. If you understand, and I'm sure you guys will be fine. You do not worry too much, and you get prepared ahead. You work on the problems, work on the homework in the regular basis. You're gonna be okay. And no makeup you allow after the due date. Okay, unless you are sick during that week or something comes up, I do need the document to keep it on file, and then we can rearrange the 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 day and time for you to complete the exam later on. The grading standards, I put like 5 exams. I do not have quizzes. Okay, gonna be 5 exams. Most gonna be like 1 chapter, 1 exam, except the first and the last exam. The first one is 1.8 and chapter 2. It's just tag along the function section together with the limit and the beginning of the derivative, exam 1. And then the last exam will contain like 2 chapters. Other than that, 1 chapter, 1 exam, 1 chapter, 1 exam. And each exam was 100 points. The homework assignment, if you get certified, that homework you get 10 points. Get certified, that means you do not miss more than the number of the missing time that I allow you. Like if you are allowed to miss only 2 times or 2 problems, you still get like 10 points for that problem, or the full credit for that section, sorry. So the grade book on Hubs and Blackboard will be synced weekly. So if you check your grade book on Monday, that's the most recent updated. But if you check your grade book on Saturday, you will see more scores on Hubs grade book than the Blackboard, because I plan to do it for sure like the end of the day on Sunday. Okay, so weekly update for the grade book. And then the grading, so based on the total points, overall like 940, I just give away 40 points. So that means based on 900 points, 90% or above, you're gonna get A. 80% to 89, you get grade B, and so forth, just based on the 10% grade, letter grades. Okay, the calculators, the scientific calculator is required. That's the bottom line. Okay, that's the minimum requirement. If you have a graphing calculator, the most models that the student use would be TI 83, 84. Those can be used, and it's plenty, more than enough for you to go through the course. It just use mostly to do the graph, to calculate, to compute the function values. And that would be helpful if you do the 2 graphs for the demand supply to find the equilibrium point, something like that. The fancy one, the one with the computer algebra system, or the one that can do more than what you need to know, I don't mind, even though I put in like not be allowed. You can still use it as long as you show the work on the paper that you're going to submit after the exam completed, because the partial credits are from those. But if you use the calculator to get an answer, and just to give you an answer, you just get maybe 1/5 as a correct answer without showing the detail. While some students, they show the detail work, but they don't get the final answer correct, they might get 4/5. Okay, so I am looking forward to seeing your work more than just the final answer. The Learning Center, you can click on the link to visit their website and see what available services that they provide you guys. You guys have questions? Anyone has questions? All right, no. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll ask a question real quick. When you had mentioned a piece of paper for the test and one-sided, are you talking about just a regular 8x11, or you mentioned like a card, maybe like an index card? I'm not.
You can do either like the regular note card, the 3x5 note card, or the maximum would be 1 letter size paper, or the 8x11 that you mentioned. No
Okay.
more than that, no bigger than that. Okay, because some chapter you do not need a lot of formulas to use during the exam. So based on your judgment, how much that you need to use during the exam. Okay, but you still have to take the picture of your note card, whatever the size that you have, only one side put together with the work. Yes. Okay. Any other question? All right. And then the rest of the syllabus would be the big picture of the content. I put in like weekly. All right. The first week, I would say you should get some review and take care of. Okay, I see somebody lost the connection, but that's why I'm recording it so they can catch up later. The first week is the kind of bring your own background back and get ready for the real content in calculus. So section 1.1 to 1.7, they are all about the functions, the exponential, how to manipulate the functions, and the algebraic expression, the simplified numbers, factoring, those stuff that's gonna be the foundation that you use along the semester. So I put it as the review. I'm sure you guys can do it on your own. I do not spend time to review those stuff in the class. So what I would like to get started for this week would be like 1.8 functions and model, pretty much like how to go through the problems to show you that how function can be used in the application. Okay, and then we touch on the limit as a section 2.1. And week 2, I put in 3 sections and so forth. The third week, that what we expect to do the exam 1. So that means next week, you're gonna see the information about the exam posted on Blackboard, and how to get prepared, and the technology that you need, or the requirement that you need to get ready for the exam 1. And so forth. Okay, again, these are the tentative schedule or the timeline. If anything changes, anything comes up, I'll let you guys know. Okay, we're gonna adjust accordingly.